was in
Okay,
trouble.
so Ann had the foresight to tell me to bring the video camera because Gampi and everybody's telling stories.
And everything will be fine.
Yeah.
That triggers when you talk about that. I remember you coming back from that trip, and I must have been 5 or 6.
No kidding.
But I remember you had a big thing of luggage, and you had rubber snakes in there, and all this cheap Mexican shit.
Well, the stuff I bought for you guys.
Yeah, the rubber snake is the one I remember, big rubber snake. That's all.
That sounds like me.
The other thing, talking about this, you mentioned Mariposa,
Not me, I was.
222. Remember by your office?
Yeah.
And you bought that?
Oh, that terrible.
Oh, we
Well,
had
that's
to
consulting
wheelbarrow
with
to
her.
clean
She
out the
cried
crap
so
in there.
hard.
Yeah, but
A
what-
shovel and a
I
wheelbarrow.
saw her. See, I had a car. I was 17 then,
That
and
was
I
so
saw
she
Mom,
died when she saw that.
and
Yeah.
I didn't see Dad or know anything about that. And I saw Mom.
Is that where she lived when Peggy died? Is that where we lived when Peggy died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But laugh if you want.
And where, that's
A lot
where we
of
lived when
that-
Terry
No,
got
you
married.
were on Berendo.
A lot of that we're
You had to
spending
be.
now.
No.
I thought it was lyric,
We were-
or no, not
They were
lyric.
money makers.
We were at 222 North.
I made money
So
on
you
Yeah,
must have
Berendo.
left
The other
right
Berendo.
after
Oh, we did.
Peggy
No,
died.
no.
We left very fast
Yeah.
after that because the house and the memory. Anyway,
Yeah, that's
not
right.
talking about that.
That's right.
But Mom told me I didn't know about this house.
Yeah.
And then I saw Mom. I went to the other house. Where were we before that? We lived in a lot of places. And
Oh,
Mom,
on Serrano.
all Mom said to me, I could see Mom was upset. She said, "You
Oh, no,
won't
we weren't.
believe what he did now." I had no idea what he did.
There could have been anything.
I went, "What, Mom? He bought this piece of shit." No, she didn't say that. She was
Yeah, I know.
piece of crap. I
Piece
think.
of crap.
Piece of crap house. I didn't even see it or know about it. And
Yeah.
then she went in. Oh.
And they had to shovel grease.
Oh.
I remember Mom saying to
Gross.
Dad,
And
oh,
bugs.
I remember the one
We
big.
We didn't stay there very long in that place.
No, you
Yeah,
probably
but it was
cleaned
during a
it
very
up.
crucial
But the
time.
one, there's two things
It was.
about Van Ord. I
Terry got
gotta-
married. She was getting ready for her wedding.
Van Ord, you know, I bought
I
that.
don't remember that. Where's Van Ord?
That
It
was
was
in
in
Studio City.
Studio
It was
That
like-
was
We
much-
lived
you
there
were already-
In
between
fact,
the
it was
fourth
the
grade and
only
the
place
sixth
I
grade.
ever bought. That's who went. I didn't have to do
75,
all kinds of things.
1975.
Oh, no.
No,
she's
this was
saying-
from me.
Well, you can listen
No,
to
that
the
was
That was
Story.
Beck Avenue.
Beck
Fifth
Avenue.
grade.
That was Beck Avenue.
Dad bought it.
Lori, help.
I
Dad
don't
bought
They
know.
won't
it
listen to
in
my story.
1970.
All right, everybody, shush.
Neither one of us
4478
know.
Van Ord. Well, you probably didn't visit Mom or
trying
Dad
to
for a
tell
year.
you,
What can I
I
tell you?
Hello,
Eleven
shush.
months.
On Van Ord.
11 months.
I remember Van Ord.
Seeing it.
Studio
Then she
City.
says, well, what'd you pay for it? And I probably paid in those days 40,000 or something like that for a house. Today you couldn't buy it for
Right off
600.
Coldwater.
You couldn't buy it for 850,000.
Probably not.
No.
Maybe not even that. But it was the only house I ever bought. The garden was all beautiful.
Beautiful
roses.
Mom loved
roses.
that house.
Yard was
Mom
all
loved
good,
it.
She
freshly
really loved that
painted.
house. It was
She loved it.
1975.
And my mother came over, and we were sitting, or she was sitting in a lounge chair out in the patio.
Wait, your mother wasn't 75.
It was
Now
1975.
listen, this
So
is
you're on that,
good.
Bobby.
And
Oh,
my
yeah.
mother then, I've heard this same thing about people saying, but I never heard it until I heard Mom say it. And I'm down on my haunches like this, and I got a drink, and, or I was actually more like this. And my mom says, "Oh my God, John, this is such a pretty yard. I just love this yard. You know, if I'd have known I was going to live this older, I'd have taken better care of myself." Well, being the first time I ever heard that expression, I went back, hit my head on the patio.
It sold the place.
I'm just buzzing.
Yeah.
No, the selling of the place was a riot
But
because
then I
No,
told
wait.
your mother,
What year was that?
this was in 1975. Well,
I remember
well,
that.
Actually, 76 because I was in the
Yeah.
5th grade.
but your mom says, "Oh my God, that much money for this? How could you put that much money in this?"
Mom loved
I
that
says, "I'll
house.
tell you what.
Yeah, great
Think a minute
yard.
now. This is just like putting money in the bank and getting interest. Now think about this,
Yeah.
Ellen. Think about
Only
this.
We
or
moved-
honey,
comfortable.
We
that-
Yeah.
moved from Lyric to there.
Yeah.
See, in my
I
lifetime,
don't think we even lived there a
loved
year.
we lived there one
lived
year
up
because
there
I went
by
to
Marshall.
school.
Yeah. That's when you got the
It
Victrola.
was a yellow house, and it
No,
was
your
right
kids-
on the corner, and
You
a
ever
huge
count the
front
schools
yard.
you went to?
I
Lived in
went,
Hacienda Heights.
and I went to Dixie Canyon
Oh,
Elementary, and it was the
I mean,
one
Roland Heights.
and only year I went to public school. And we had it was right on the corner, it was right off Moore
Oh,
Park
yeah, I
and
remember.
Coldwater Canyon.
I remember
And
the
The
school.
kitchen was yellow.
And the kitchen was yellow.
Right.
The house was yellow. It had bars on the window. My bedroom was red and it had red carpeting. It was so cool, and I had a sliding glass door.
I remember it.
Remember
thought that
that?
was
And
so
Mom
cool.
had an automatic. Mom had an automatic garage door opener.
She
She
thought
could
that was
pull.
Where
She
did
loved
Mom
it.
go when I sold it?
We went back to Hyperion.
And then went
No,
to
I mean, he
Deerfield.
wasn't, she was gone.
We were at church, Mother and I. At church.
No, she was gone for 3 or 4 days, whenever that was.
Oh, I don't know, but when the house went up for sale and you were making hot dogs, Dad, Mom and
Yeah,
I
she
were at
came home from
church.
church.
And Mom came home and you had a big for sale by
No,
owner,
no, it was just open house. It said
open house. And Dad's making hot dogs and people are in Mom's cupboards.
Yeah.
And Mom came
That's the
back.
only time Mom ever
Well,
called me because I lived in an
Do you
apartment.
know
I'd moved out of the
how
house.
old was-
Called
how
me
old-
at my
how
apartment
old
because
is
she
Mark?
didn't want to acknowledge I had my own
I was
place.
a
What what your father's
She
doing?
said,
Okay, so in
your
1975, how
people
old
were
was
looking in my linen closet. She
Well,
said,
I'm 42, I
"Can
was
you
11.
believe that?"
Okay.
He was 4.
And Ryan was
He was
probably,
born in 71,
alright, so he was 4 years old. We only lived there a solid year.
but I don't remember.
Well,
I
maybe he never
remember,
came
I
over.
remember,
Yeah, you
In a
absolutely
year
did.
I would have.
They lived there when Nana
I
died.
remember that.
You lived there when Nana died.
Really?
Well, I went to that
Wrong.
house.
You're all wrong.
Where did you live when Nana died?
How old, what year did Nana die?
1970.
I thought Nana died in Lyric.
Bobby.
I guess it was right about
1975.
that time.
You're wrong.
She might have died.
I thought no, you
She
lived
died-
on Lyric when when Nana died.
Thank you. We lived
She
on
did,
Lyric
okay.
and I was littler.
But
I
Lori had
remember
kind of
that.
The houses.
It was
Okay.
like 72,
building.
73.
Because I remember that.
I was not 11
I
when
graduated
Nana
in
died.
72.
Oh my god.
I was not,
Wow.
I
So
was
you
not
know
11
these
when
kids
Nana
were at
died.
a lot of
There's no
different
way.
I was 20 when
Yeah.
Nana died.
Mid-spring.
that
I
would
wonder,
be
I didn't think about
1974.
that though.
You
'Cause that's
didn't?
an important thing. If I
I
had
don't
to do
remember
Hey,
that,
Pat.
dying even.
Hey Pat.
I had
More
to
about
do
that.
that.
Then we were on, Lyric. And I think I was littler than 9.
You were just moving then
People now think too much.
because I went
Yeah.
to visit Mom
I
and
like your
Van
Lyric
Ord with
house.
I did
Joseph.
too. That's the house I
And Dad
remember.
That was
started
the
dreaming
my
about Nana.
that and Brenda with the pool in the back.
So it was very close there. You were getting ready
Yeah,
to
that
move.
was, of course.
Lori, we had fun in that house. I don't know how much you remember of
I
it.
remember
15
some, but
years
not
of me
much.
being
I remember
alive.
the Lyric house.
I lived.
Brenda, we used to have fun because there was all these little hidden spots.
Oh, well, yeah, I remember.
No,
No.
in
No,
my
that's right, you
lifetime.
came later.
In 15 years, I lived Berendo, La Jolla, Lyric, Sunnysnook, Hyperion. 5 places. So that was pretty good.
I think I
Yeah,
lived
well,
in
I
10.
slowed down a little bit.
That was every 3
I think
years.
I lived in 10 before I graduated.
I lived
Before I
in La
graduated high
Jolla.
school.
Huh?
I lived at La
Or
Jolla.
8.
You
Yeah.
did?
Yeah.
I don't remember you living there. It's not weird.
We were probably really little.
And Serrano. We lived on Serrano.
I don't remember Serena.
But I owned 2
No, you
places
weren't born
on
yet. Jan
Serrano,
Jan
2
was little
places
when we
on
lived in Serrano.
Mariposa.
I don't remember
Because you
fun.
used to-
2
I got a
places
crib
on
in
Berendo,
Berendo.
3 places on
And I
Berendo.
remember that.
2
I remember
places on
Berendo.
Sunnysnook.
Yeah.
222.
I loved that house.
641.
I had dreams
I
about
feel
that
like
house.
that's where I grew up.
329.
Brendo?
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, it was those years you're growing up.
Do you
That was
remember
such a cool
Beverly
house,
Hills
though.
Mike's
Remember
phone number,
those.
the Normandy
You
number?
remember our address at the
42916.
ranch?
Do you remember my address
Yeah,
at the
isn't that weird how
office
we
on
can
Hoover?
all remember that phone
On
number?
Hoover.
Wait,
I
how
can
22?
remember your phone number on Hyperion.
But it was very close to the one on
665-7389.
Beverly. It was 4115
You're absolutely
Oh,
right.
yeah, that's
on
right.
Beverly,
And
and
when
it
you
was
when you
415
were that
on
thing
Hoover.
with the
We had a
skate
Dunkerque
roof, is
number.
when my mom
Huh?
and Granny
When we
got
lived
me
on
this
Serrano.
phone
Now I
line
remember.
TV.
Hey, Mike.
You remember
That's
our
right,
address
because they
at
were
the
so
ranch?
pissed off about
About
our
our
phone
phone
bills.
Remember we
Route
used to
one.
watch TV?
Remember how much-
Now I
Remember
don't
Alice
have
and your mom,
222.
when we
Oh,
had that
now
phone
good.
bill,
I
when I
could
got
be
the
able to
phone and I
remember
put it
I
underneath
remember
my
that.
bed?
That
I
right?
thought I was
You
so
remember?
slick because I put it in the jack, like we were young.
I
we
wanted to
tried
show
for so long
Beverly
that your
they were
granny
in
said
a hurry to get
That
back.
one phone bill was a
But
whole
she had to go
year.
clear to
I'll never
Ventura.
forget Allison. You've charged what I spend in a year.
Because Ann and I
Oh,
would
that's
watch
right.
TV
But that
and,
did bring back some
and we
memories.
thought if we
Oh,
put it in
yeah.
a different jack.
That
Especially when
no one
Mom-
would know.
That was really close.
And see, because Lori
Yeah,
couldn't,
you were
we
always-
had to get her a phone. I got one.
Longer than that.
Met Mom
65 years
long
ago.
That,
No, Dad.
Not
I met Mom at the Mesa Ballroom,
67 years.
and I was going
There
with
you
a
go.
gal at the time. But I met her.
What was her name, Dad?
Oh, I wouldn't dare mention her name.
Not even
You
now.
might be struck
Her
down.
name was, all your kids know her name.
Lorraine.
Lorraine. Boo!
There's another you didn't say.
Anyway, I broke the rule and danced with
An
Your mom.
outsider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Outside?
then I danced with her again, and then again, and she was as good a dancer as anybody in our group,
Yeah.
and they were all good dancers. So I said, "Can I take you home? Maybe we stop and have a little breakfast."
Oh.
Breakfast.
Racing
Oh, I'd
camp.
love to go home with you. She said. So we get down at the foot of the stairs. There were stairs straight.
Mom tells
stairs
this story.
going
Oh,
up.
yeah.
This part,
And,
Yeah.
Mom used to
well,
tell
you
this
could
part.
probably tell that
No,
part
tell
better.
how it
Well,
went.
you
Yes.
tell
All right.
And Lorraine was a real tiny built little gal, real good looking.
But curvy.
Very curvy. Anyhow, she's standing at the foot of the stairs and she got her hands on her hips like this, and I can remember, and then she pointed at me. "Don't you ever call me again, John." I said, "Oh, come on, let's get out of here."
Hurry up, hurry up.
Lori, back to your
Are you
daughter.
still
Yeah.
on with that?
Too close to you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he always
They got-
takes
Yeah, that
her
was
fault.
kind of cute. Well, we were just got married, or just gonna get married.
You just got married.
Which cop? I remember it was Beverly Boulevard near Normandy.
I
He
didn't-
pulls us over, and he says, "What do you want her on your lap or something like that?" You know.
You said, I hope
And
so.
I says, "Well, I was just driving, but we're gonna get married, or we
Yeah.
just got married." And he said, "Well, get the hell out of here."
But she said you blamed it on her. You said I was just driving and she kept getting closer.
Now the truth comes
Mom
out.
was really embarrassed.
And then they got in trouble not too long after that, after they got pulled over.
I know.
Mom says, and it was terrible, it wasn't too long after that. This was about not even a year before Mom died. We sat up until like 3:30 in the morning. And she told me all of these stories. Like
Yeah.
stories that Mom would have never told.
Yeah.
She told me that night. And it was like two kids having a campfire. Mom says, then there was this other time I was with your dad. She told that story. But then she said, and then the second time happened. And I said, a second time, Mom, you mean you did it again? And she said, well,
At least
you have to
somebody-
understand the circumstances. We had, and it was right after they got married, and they had the dog with them. Do you remember this?
Yeah, Skeeter.
I don't remember the
That
dog's
was his
name,
name,
but you
Skeeter.
had a dog with him.
Great
So
name.
Mom says, and it really wasn't my fault,
German
but
Shepherd.
I did like to sit close to your dad. You know, I always like to kind of be close to your dad, and we used to nuzzle a lot. Well, sure enough, as soon as I move over and the dog's in there, all of a sudden we hear the lights.
You see the
And I said, oh no, not again. And your dad said, oh, it's okay, it's okay. And I guess the cop came over and said something, and it was very nice, I guess. And he made a comment about you being lovebirds or something. And Dad says that it wasn't that, it was that the dog got up there. And that's why Mom had to move over, was because the dog got in the front seat.
oh.
And then Mom says, and your dad really thought that got him out of it. That cop knew that had nothing to do with the dog. It was real cute. It was like, it had nothing to do with the dog.
She said you used to have to pull over before you came home from somewhere because you knew there would be all those kids there.
You know, she did that. I didn't do
Oh,
that.
there you go.
Honestly.
You know, we
My-
neck in the car. You know, Billy did more than that.
Yeah.
She'd say, you know, we used to neck in the car just blocks from the house because otherwise we'd come
I
home
can remember
and there'd be
that
all
on the-
those kids.
On the hill at Mariposa.
Never heard of that.
We'd go to a movie. Or
That was when Terry would have friends
She'd
over.
take
There'd
him,
be
we'd
kids
stop
there. They
on
just
the
went to
hill.
dinner. It'd be like, oh, we're not going to get any privacy.
I like
I said to her one time, I said, my God, we can get arrested.
And you got 5 kids at home. That must be why we have active libido. It's got to be
Oh,
why.
hey, will you stop